continuing to dig into the proposal to renovate Bank of America Stadium. As we've reported, this is a public-private partnership between Tepper Sports and Entertainment and the city of Charlotte. Tepper Sports would contribute $150 million to this big project. The city of Charlotte will contribute $650 million from the city's convention fund. That's money that comes from a 1% tax on hotel stays and restaurant bills. If the city approves of this plan, construction would start next year and finish in 2029. A big selling point of this is, of course, economic development. Mary Calkins is live digging deeper into the impact this would have. Mary?
Well, Alex, when the architect of this plan, Assistant City Manager Tracy Dodson, laid this all out for City Council, the plan included some pretty impressive numbers. Now, according to the city, Bank of America Stadium generates more than $1 billion a year in economic impact and supports 9,000 jobs per year. They believe if the improvements to the stadium are made, it would generate more than $1 billion in tax revenue and a $22 billion total economic impact. Now, of course, that includes events other than just Panthers and Charlotte FC. During Tepper's tenure as owner, the stadium played host to the Duke's Mayo Bowl. Then in 2022, fans spent more than $8 million on hotels, restaurants, and other expenses. And last year's Beyonce concert was the 10th highest revenue night for hotels in Mecklenburg County history, something business owners and tourism officials are excited about.
When you talk about the economic impact of Tepper Sports and Entertainment and what it means to so many people that work in this industry, and it goes without saying that the Hospitality Tourist Alliance are fully supportive of this agreement.
Now today we're going to get to hear some more. We're going to get to hear more from some tourism officials. We're going to be hearing from the Charlotte Regional Business Alliance, Center City Partners, Charlotte Sports Foundation, and others. They're going to be holding a news conference later today to talk about the impact these renovations could have. Reporting live in Charlotte, Mary Calkins, WBTV, on your side.
Mary, thank you. Local business leaders aren't the only ones weighing in on those renovations. Panthers' new head coach, Dave Canales, is also excited about what's to come. While his team has been practicing ahead of the new season, Coach Canales said he's looking forward to seeing the Panthers franchise grow.
All the excitement of the new stadium and all that, I can't help but just get, fired up about that. Saw the renderings, that became public, and I have this huge possibilities mindset of just like picturing what it would be like to have a championship caliber team, a team that the Carolinas can be proud of.
The coach tells us we will see the team back on the field to practice next Tuesday for the Panthers' mandatory minicamp.